Now, how many years is between the two of you? How much age different?
9 years and 2 months.
9 years.
You practice
Wow.
Yeah, I've had to practice. That's a question we get all the time.
that.
It seems, I think when I was talking to you on the phone, you had told me that. So I remember that now that you said 9 years. Do y'all have any other siblings?
No, this is
Just
it.
the two of y'all. Okay. So musical household, or did y'all just, are y'all the only ones that started coming up playing music?
Well, our mother Lori, she was a charting country gospel artist. Um, she had some success there. I think she had a couple of singles on the country gospel music charts. Dad, bless his heart, the only thing he could play was the radio, and sometimes he'd get static. So, but Dad's side of the family, we had our great uncle Buck, who passed away last July, actually on the day we released our EP. But
Oh, sorry.
he was a 60-year member of the Memphis Beats who backed Jerry Lee Lewis.
Oh, wow.
And then his grandpa didn't play any, but a few other uncles of ours played with Elvis and Carl Perkins, who is from where we're from, and uh, just kind of more of rockabilly country
Yeah.
scene. So we do have a little bit of that lineage.
That is really cool. That's cool to hear. Um, okay, well, we probably should have let off with this, but that's okay. We'll circle back. Tell everybody where you are from, since we didn't talk about that. We said the Mississippi and but Mississippi River, but we didn't talk about anything else.
So we live in Lake County, Tennessee, right along the Mississippi River. We're about, what'd you say, about 100 miles.
80 to 100 miles north of Memphis.
Yeah, so we're not far from Memphis, not too far from Nashville, and of course you got the Blues in St. Louis. We're not far from that either. So we're, uh, like he said, growing up, we had a lot of influence. Listening to Jerry Lee Lewis and all that. But as growing up in Lake County, we would go on the weekends to the Grand Ole Opry in Nashville and hear some country music. Then it wouldn't be nothing for us to uh, occasionally go down to Bill Street and listen to some blues. So we got all that, I guess you'd say, influence
Yeah.
growing up where we grew up at. So
Yeah, and everybody where we did grow up at, it was like a melting pot of people and things that they like. So, like John said, some you ride around with your buddies after school or something, and it wouldn't be nothing to hear BB King, and then something from Keith Urban or Garth, and then some Nelly or something like that. So,
Yeah.
just a little bit of everything. So that's it. That's
Yeah.
something you'd always hear. Now, at home is a little bit different. Dad would play Jones and Haggard and Vern Gosdin, and then Mama played everybody from, uh, goodness gracious, from Carrie Underwood to Tammy Wynette, Britney Spears, Pink. She was all over the place.
Oh, now
Uh,
she sounds like me.
Fats Domino was very prevalent in our house. Buck Owens. So we were influenced by a little bit of everything.
Some good music there. Good music of all different types. Um, Now, I think you both said that you were fans of Carl Perkins, or he was an influence on you both growing up in
That's right.
music. Um, who else inspired your music?
John, you
I
go.
know, Don, you said Keith Urban, as far as guitar playing. What about anything else, or singers, or what have you?
well, it all started. Of course, I'm 22 now. So when I was like 8 or 9 years old, uh, you know, the Keith Urban, Brad Paisley. Um, when I had started, you were in high school, weren't you?
Right.
So like he was riding around, and I'd occasionally get to ride with him, and we'd listen to Keith Urban, Brad Paisley, Garth Brooks, and pretty much I started guitar lessons because I heard Keith Urban, and one thing led to another, and I just basically, he was the reason, and his playlist was the reason that I started playing and singing. So
Okay.
And then I guess, outside of family, outside of mom and Uncle Buck, and outside of Garth Brooks, I mean, you put those three together, and that's my foundation. But as I've gotten older, uh, being introduced to Jones and Haggard and Gosden, and starting to write a little bit more and hearing songs written by Jonathan Singleton, uh, he- uh, Thomas Rhett's another one that's really good in the songwriting department.
Yeah.
Man, just some wonderful, wonderful songwriters. Even going back as far as Harlan Howard, um, and Buddy Cannon, those folks, Dean Dillon. So those are some big influences. Songwriter, and then on the performer side, of course, Garth and Keith and
Yeah.
Paisley, and just those type of country performers. And right now I'm really into John Party, and he's I got to see him in Knoxville open up for Garth, and that man puts on a real good show too. So
That's what I've heard.